I'm Heidi from Garden Crossings, and today Rod and I are going to be heading out to the greenhouse. We finally got the snow that was promised to us. Friday and Saturday they were threatening up to 10 inches of snow or so, and we really didn't get that much. I don't know, maybe 4 inches of really wet, heavy snow, which isn't good for the greenhouses. But last night we got dumped with a bunch of lake effect snow, which is the light, fluffy kind of snow you're seeing right now, which is really a very pretty kind of snow, but we got a lot of it. So we're gonna go check the greenhouses out and see how they fared. We're all warm and cozy right now in the truck heading out to the greenhouse, and we are in whiteout blizzard-like conditions right now. So typically this is gonna be a 12-minute ride out there, so we'll see how long it takes us. But literally we can see maybe one or so houses ahead of us, and the street lights are nearly impossible to see. So I'm going to go ahead and turn it around and show you what we're experiencing as we're heading out to the greenhouse. Car with his caution lights on. That's encouraging, because I'm not going to be surprised that we're going to see cars that don't even have their headlights on. That's just how reliant people are on their cars to actually that their lights will turn on when they're supposed to. But I was actually out the other day, and there was a police officer, and that car had no running lights, and its lights were totally off. And I'm thinking, okay, if a policeman can't even figure out keeping his lights on. Oh, here's a truck right here, no lights on. Absolutely insane. But like I was saying, if a police officer can't remember to flick their lights on when they should, I guess you can't blame just a normal person driving on the road. So as we're driving on this road right now, this is typically it's a 3-lane road, but it's really wide enough that there could be 4 lanes, but they have like running paths on either side of the road because there's a lot of runners that utilize this road. So as we're going, we can kind of see, like where the edges of the road are and stuff right there. It kind of helps with guardrails. But we're really just kind of taking to what we feel is our side of the road and going with it. There's no tire tracks or anything to follow yet. So there we go. We can just see that there's a red light there ahead of us as we're coming to this intersection. That's another thing. For those of you who don't live in like areas that get snow, you never trust a red light or a green light, because you never know what might be coming from the other direction that's not able to stop, especially on days like today. So you kind of always stop at your stoplight, make sure the other people are stopping as well before you proceed, which seems like common sense. But for those of you that don't experience this, it's just something. Look at there, a truck with just teeny tiny little lights on.
I think the one in front.
Yeah, there is a car ahead of us, maybe 4 car lengths ahead. No lights on. You can't even see them. Oh, wait, there he is. Oh, he's got brake lights because he's turning. That's helpful. But look at there, right up on him before we knew we were there. Typically, we would not be out driving in this type of weather if we didn't have greenhouses, because there's no reason for anybody to be out right now, to be honest. But with having greenhouses, we can check our cameras, we can, do that kind of thing. But that's only a glimpse at a certain part of the greenhouse. With the new build, we temporarily have it plasticed up, and we'll talk about that when we get to the greenhouse a little bit more in depth, what we had to do in preparation for the storm. But yeah, typically I would not recommend anybody be out in these type of conditions. Getting ready to pull into the greenhouse now. So we're driving on a north-south road, and it is very icy and drifty as well, because obviously the wind is coming out of the west right now. So we'll go ahead and turn in and see what we've got for the driveway. Well, so far what I'm seeing is pretty impressive. Because this is lake effect snow, it's drifting, and we do have some clear spots, but we're going to do a little drift busting here right now. Whoa. As we make the corner, probably a little bit more drift busting. So this is all drifts. Yeeks! Rod, don't crunch the car. Take a quick look at some of the drifts here. So Carter came with us, and he's going to be plowing out this driveway. But check out around these pots, how there's kind of like a huge circle around them where the snow is just drifting around. Once we go inside, we're going to talk a little bit more about the different kind of snow, and then also take a look at the greenhouses. We're Right tools are a must. So we got a new John Deere tractor this spring, I think. And this makes it so much more enjoyable to plow with because they're in an enclosed cab with heat and air condition. So if it's summer or if it's winter, they're staying comfortable when they're out here using the tractor. So you can just see as he came out, the size of the drift that he had to bust through. So he'll be out here a while taking care of business and getting the parking lot all cleared off. Now we're in one of the greenhouses, and this is a lean-to, which is basically, I don't know, what would you call it, like a half of a greenhouse?
Yeah,
like
instead of going all the way over, it starts at the gutter and just kind of, it's the cheapest way to add square footage in one of these gutter connects.
So how tall is this greenhouse?
Well, the gutter here is roughly 11, 12 feet.
Okay.
And you can see the snow on it. You see a little bit of natural light up here from outdoors, but you can see the snow sitting in here. You can see the snow on the edge. Now realistically,
stand by the edge.
Well, realistically, you can see I can still push plastic here. Okay. Now there's snow up there, but there's still air between the two layers of plastic. And you can see now that I'm pushing, there's a lot of weight here. Here, I can't even. It's just solid snow coming down. So this is the part that you're always concerned about, is that this will get so heavy that either it will push in and buckle, or this will just kind of collapse. Well, if this plastic gives, this plastic's heavy duty, and if it gives, most likely it's going to bend the poles before it actually rips the plastic, believe it or not. So the poles will be all bent and everything. So that's why we're doing what we're doing. But this has got so much snow on it because it drifts from the west. This is the east side of the greenhouse. It comes over top of the garden center and just keeps blowing and then just drops in between here. And this is outdoors, obviously. And again, I can't move it. So if I really want it, but I can only get it down to this far.
You made a skylight.
Yeah.
So the packed snow is what, probably 4 foot, 5? Well, you're
good
5'10".
Yeah, a good.
So I guess, we can see 5'10" is about where the light starts poking through if you get really close up to the plastic.
Right.
So.
And now I got more air going through there.
Because you got some weight off it.
But I put more weight down here.
Right.
So we'll go show you. Well, can you see that through the camera yet? We walk down this side.
Yeah.
But as I'm walking through these greenhouses, I'm always looking up. I'm always looking if there's any issues. And if you don't know what you're looking for, you could easily miss something. Maybe not today. If a greenhouse is collapsed, it'd be kind of hard to miss. But you're looking for potential problems where it's not, outside the snow's probably about knee high on the side. Now you can see this is the outer wall. That's the west wall. And if we go out the door here, I don't think I want to open this garage door. Maybe I do. I could be.
Wow, you can see, let me see if I can get it in the video. You can see all the drifts between the greenhouses. I'll try zooming in here a little bit, where it kind of goes up and down, based off of where there's space between each of them. So some of those drifts, like you said, they're 5 foot for sure.
And you can always see it's the west side. That's always the higher side. That's where the snow drops.
Yeah.
Now those are what we call ground-to-ground greenhouses because they start from the ground, they go over top, and they end up on the ground. Those are not gutters, where if you look this way, Heidi, look up here, you can see that these are all connected. All the new greenhouses we build are all connected like that.
And they're a lot taller,
They're
too.
a lot taller. The other ones...
Is there a benefit in them being taller?
Depends on the crop.
Okay.
Like all the shrubs are growing outdoors in the ground-to-grounds, but with the ground-to-grounds,
Ooh, it's cold, that wind.
normally you'd have to go outside, but we have them all connected to one gutter connect, so we don't ever have to be outside. And this is what I'm concerned about. Will this go down okay, or will I have to shovel?
Well, it looks like it stayed in place pretty good.
All good.
Now I'm in one of the gutter connect ranges, and you can see how it's doing kind of the similar thing there. These greenhouses obviously are many greenhouses connected into a big open area, and the snow here too is coming from the west and is settling there on the east side of the hoops up there. So this is light fluffy snow, thank goodness. Hopefully it'll blow off before it gets heavy, melts, and or freezes. So as long as the wind keeps blowing and it'll blow it off, that would be the best case scenario. Worst case scenario is it gets warms up, rains, gets really heavy, then that's gonna be a lot of weight up there in those greenhouses. Rod's checking out above the roof there to see why the roof is leaking. So there's greenhouses above this roof, but where it's leaking is not heated as much. It's connected to the outdoor greenhouse area. So we're just wondering if the snow is freezing up there and just melting down as opposed to draining off like it's supposed to. So we are inside the new shipping barn area of the greenhouse, checking it out. Give you a little perspective of where we're at. Rod and I are in the greenhouse right now, the new greenhouse we're building. And Rod, I'm gonna have you tell people what the difference is between real snow and lake effect snow, and also what we had to do to prepare this area for the snow that was gonna be coming our way.
So the difference between real snow and lake effect snow, obviously it's all real snow. But the normal snow that's not really usually lake effect is heavy. And that's the issue where when we were building out here the other day, we had all the sides open and we had no intention of closing them in. But we heard that we were gonna get 10 to 14 inches of wet, heavy snow. And when that happens, with no heat inside the greenhouses to melt that snow, it adds a lot of weight on those greenhouses and potentially causes things to collapse. Now, what we have done on the greenhouses that are currently built for years, on I believe it was Thursday morning, we turned on the heat to about 65 degrees.
Because we knew Thursday that Friday and Saturday were supposed to be,
Correct.
that's when the heavy snow was supposed to be coming.
Correct. In this area, in the new area, we did not have the heaters up. We did not have the sides on. So when the builder came in on Thursday morning, I basically said to him, threw out the idea and said, I think we really need to get this place enclosed, and somehow or another we got to get heaters running by Friday afternoon to make sure we're melting the snow as it kind of comes down. If you kind of look up into the ceiling, into the gutters, you can see there's quite a bit of snowpack up there, and then you can see some clearing, which is at the top. Well, obviously the snow slides down the dome and into the gutter. To keep the gutter warm, we were able to get the sides enclosed. We were able to get heaters temporarily wired and plumbed into natural gas, even though the natural gas contractors coming on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday to put the real natural gas lines in. We had to make something work to get it in here. So as you can see, we got the heaters installed. They are temporarily running. They will be running for good in the next couple days, along with the third one way in the back. But you can see we're warming that gutter up, and if you can see out of the gutter is just draining on the ground currently, the water from the snow melt. And eventually there's going to be PVC tubing that connects to the gutter and down the poles and into the ground, and all that's in. It just hasn't been connected yet.
So we didn't get the snow they were calling for on Friday and Saturday, really. We got
Correct. We got probably 5-6 inches at the most of the wet, heavy snow, which was good.
Right.
Which was good.
Impressive. So that was good.
But then we started. They kept saying it was still going to come on Saturday. Still going to come on Saturday. So I didn't feel bad that we enclosed everything and got, just took
we did a precautionary.
Yeah, pretty much we did.
That cost extra money, but yet
it saved us. Probably could have saved us in the long run.
Yeah.
Now, usually when we call the real snow, I want to say the forecasters aren't necessarily wrong that often. Where they're wrong is when we get this lake effect snow, because the lake effect bands set up anywhere they want, and as the wind comes across the lake, it's just dumps snow, usually at the lake shore, but it can go as far in as half Lansing, mid-state, even all the way to the other side of the state if the wind's there.
That's strong.
Now, lake effect is really light and fluffy. So
drifting is more of an issue.
Drifting's
like in the earlier video, I showed them pictures of the drifts up the greenhouse.
It's not an issue for the greenhouses. It's more issue for people on the roads and everything like that.
Right.
Because it's so light and fluffy that it doesn't really cause any effect to the greenhouse. Yes, it will add weight if all of a sudden we get a complete warm up and we have 12 to 15 inches of snow on the roof, and then all of a sudden, let's say it starts raining. I mean, I got in my truck on the way down here and it says, warning, freezing spray. What is freezing spray? I never heard that before. I'm guessing some sort of freezing mist, rain, whatever. Spray because it's windy? I don't know. But I mean, if it would rain on top of that wet or that light fluffy snow, we'd have caused the same issues. But the temperature this week is going to be highs in the teens, lows in the single digits, wind chills below zero. It's going to be miserable outside, and it's going to drift, and any more lake effect bands that come in are going to add snow. So that's the kind of snow, and being so cold outside, that it's going to be hard to melt because of the fact that it's so cold. Even though the greenhouses should be able to keep up, it's just you still gotta melt that snow through 2 layers of plastic. So
right. So this week the builders will be back. They'll be working hopefully inside for their sake. I mean,
for their sake.
The guy doing gas is gonna love it because we got it warmed up. Normally that would have been wind whipping through here and cold, but
the builders it's supposed to be outdoors this week, but we'll see how that all works out.
Yeah, obviously, if it's too cold, we want them to make the call because we wouldn't want to be out freezing.
No.
We wouldn't want them to be either. So
no. Yeah, you're probably wondering why I'm here in a t-shirt, Heidi's here in a winter coat. I shed my coat when I got in here because I was walking around the greenhouses, and the greenhouses are 70 degrees. This newer area is a little bit cooler.
Not bad.
Not bad, but the other greenhouses are running at 70 degrees, 65, 70 degrees to melt that snow like we talked about. Now, it's not the best thing for the plants because my goal is not to be running plants that warm yet. And then it's really been running for about 3 days. So this week we're going to try to turn it back down, and those plants are going to go, whoa, wait a minute, what am I supposed to do?
Because they're supposed to be sleeping right now, right?
Correct. They're supposed to be in a dormant stage. But like I said, you got to do what you got to do. I mean, if you don't melt the snow and the greenhouses collapse, then what are you going to do? You ain't going to have plants anyway. So might as well confuse the plants for a little bit. I wouldn't want to do it much more than 3-4 days. So we'll see how it all goes.
All right. So thanks for watching. We'll be sure to update you on the finished process of this area as it's happening. Hopefully the snow will be done after the end of this week, and we'll be back to regular Michigan temperature, although I don't know.
It's supposed to be warm. It's supposed to be warm winter, and now we have this again.
I know, I don't think we know what regular Michigan temperature is. It's up, down, up, down. So if you have any questions or comments on what you've seen today, please leave them below. Thanks for watching. I'm Heidi
And Rod?
from Garden Crossings.